Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
All right, good to see you guys. Hello. I'm so happy to be here. And if you are new here, if you are a new sub, welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys. And if you are new, also let me know where you are from, because I love to know where you guys are from. So while we're waiting for people to come in, and if you're here, let me know you're here. Hey Ari, hey Third Eye, hey Roland, hey You're Right, hey Jerome. Hi Peter, we got somebody from the ATL. Okay. Hey Kenneth. All right. I think I knew you were from New York, Third Eye. Hey Ernest. Hey Jesus. Oh my God. Let's see. Hey Dark Dorks. He says he's from Mars. Okay, that's really cool. I've actually visited a couple times. So you have to let me know. The next time I'm there, maybe we could get together. Zayton is from Houston. Hi. Craig is from Wisconsin. Okay, we got somebody from Tampa. Boss is from Tampa. Hey, Ed. And Kenneth is from Baltimore. Okay, cool. So we got some new cities in here this time. So that's pretty cool. To all my new subs, I'm super happy to have y'all. So while we're waiting a few more minutes for people to get in, tell me, I know I'm a little late, but tell me, have y'all heard about this this whole Who's the King of R&B thing? I saw a video yesterday with Keith Sweat, and it seems to be all the rave on social media lately. Hey, Mike. Kayla says he's in Flint. Okay, drinking bottled water. Okay, cool. Keep your bottled water on your dresser. That's good. Yes, Roland. So there was this video. Well, some of y'all might know this guy, Jacquees from the Migos, right? And so he's walking all up in Keith Sweat's face, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the king of R&B, and all this, and we taking over, and this." And so I see everybody been talking about it online. I don't really have a dog in this fight, but I think just off what I can see visually, if we're talking about right now, if we're going strictly off catalog, work, visibility, Jacquees is not from the Migos. Yes, he is. Right? Yes, he is. But like I was saying, if we're going straight off catalog and visibility and work and promotion and being everywhere, I definitely think you gotta give Chris Brown the crown. I don't know how anybody else will argue with that. But I see. Did he apologize? Okay, Kenneth, what group is he in, Kenneth? Let me know. But why Chris Brown? Because if you're talking about who has constantly been top of the charts, who has constantly been visible. I don't think it's any year that you didn't see Chris Brown right in your face. If you're talking about, you know, top charting, if you're talking about #1 records, and all this, who else in this era? In this era now. In this era. I'm not even comparing him to R. Kelly. He is from Cash Money. He's always been solo. These young kids just want the title instead of actually put in the work. The great douchebag is trying to get y'all to fund thewall.com to help y'all get that ball rolling. You say Bobby Brown is a has-been. It's just something different about this generation, I must say, with the respect level and stepping on people's toes and not want to recognize the people that came before them. I think Usher is a good one. Ari. I couldn't argue that. But anyway, so y'all, I was not expecting the response that I got to my video the other day. Did y'all see it? And what were y'all thoughts about the executive order that Trump signed for the revitalization? Yeah, right. Say the great douchebag is trying to steal y'all money. How do you know? Roland, you said I got heated at the end of the video. Yes, I did, honestly. I actually did a little bit. Because I'm gonna tell y'all more about what I got heated, but basically, yes, I did get heated at the end of the video. So if y'all have not seen my last video, it was basically about the revitalization that's going to be going on across several cities. I think including like some renovation is going to happen in Baltimore, Detroit, and there's several other places that this is going to be happening in these opportunity zones. And so I think it's over 30,000 views now. I wasn't expecting that at all. Got a lot of comments, a lot of big reactions. And so to address the part of why I was a little heated at the end, was because basically I feel like, everybody was giving Kanye West a lot of slack, a lot of heat. Everybody. And when I actually went and watched the press conference for when he was in the Oval Office, I addressed my concerns with it, the parts that I didn't really care for. And then I also talked about, more importantly, a lot of the things he was talking about and a lot of the issues that he brought up that I actually think are so important. And the funny part about it is the issues that he was talking about is not too much different than a lot of the issues that people usually talk about when it comes to the inner cities, the prison systems, and things like that. But yeah, you had people being so tough on him, overlooking his words, overlooking everything he was saying. And it was particularly concerning to me when you have people that say, They find it really problematic how white people and non-black people address black people, right? They try to make them appear ignorant, stupid, less than, all these things. And it's always a problem. But then when it's somebody that you don't agree with, everybody's okay with it. So to me, it's hypocritical. To me, wrong is wrong, right is right. To me, I try to be non-wavering when it comes to certain things um that I believe in. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who's doing the talking. It doesn't matter. And so to see some people be okay with certain people, like I said, I think I mentioned Young Turks in that video. You're basically, denigrating this man, what he stands for, to the entertainment of his fans or people that look like him or people that's supposed to respect him or take up for him. I'm not the person to make excuses for when people say crazy things or do things wrong. I didn't make a video about it, but I addressed Kanye West's slavery comments on Facebook. And though if you go back and listen to it, and some people are like, okay, he didn't mean it like that, and da da da, yeah, okay. But you have to know when you say certain things that can be offensive. But then when you say certain things that are in line with what everyone else has been saying, but just because they don't like who you're saying it to, it becomes problematic. So yeah, that was just really crazy to me. Like it didn't make sense. um so so I noticed that a lot of people had concerns about gentrification versus revitalization. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit more. I wanted to know, you guys' thoughts on that. Do you think gentrification is avoidable with this type of executive order? Do you think you can do revitalization and it strictly be revitalization? I mentioned in that video that I think there's a very thin line between revitalization and gentrification. So I am going to talk a little bit more. I am going to talk a little bit more about that. Brother Mike said, I lived in 3 states and I've seen economic changes due to him being in office. Third Eye said the middle class is doing better off now than under Obama. Fact number 1. Brother Mike said some people have gained and some people have lost. Don't think many are. So basically, Craig said it is a thin reason is as things get better, people then move back and demand more. That's true. That's very true. So as I was going through the comments, honestly, some of the comments were, hey bro Jen. Some of the comments were super depressing, I must say. And I can understand some people's concerns or whatever. And I just want y'all to understand that with my channel, I never have the intentions to tell people how to think. Like, that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I do. I don't recall ever telling y'all, what to think, who to vote for, how to feel about things. That's never been my intentions. I've always said that this has been a learning process for me. This is like the first time, probably over this past year, that I've actually paid attention. Like, really paid attention, um, been engaged, and really looked for answers. And so sometimes I am just presenting information. Yes, I always tell y'all, this is what I found. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusion. I've learned so much by people who leave comments on my videos, people who send me emails and things like this. So it's always a learning process for me. But yes, Ari, I basically just want to start dialogue. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. What do y'all think? Okay. So always do your own research. Don't take my word for it. A lot of times I leave the links for y'all to go read and see for yourself. So you can see if you came to the same conclusion I came to. So you can see if you can go find more information. A lot of the times, people will not know about the topic, and they'll come back and comment and say, oh my God, it took me 10 minutes to even find information about this, or oh my God, it was hard for me to find information too, and things like that. So the only thing I want to do is encourage more people, especially my peers, to be more engaged, to be more informed, to be more educated, to think for yourself. Okay? That's probably the most important part. Think for yourself. And really, I mean, that's my biggest mission. Honestly. But anyway, so getting back to the video, why I say it was depressing, because I noticed that a lot of people were like, you know, this is not going to help Black people. This is just going to push them out of the cities. All the white investors are going to come in and take over and do all this and do all that. And my thing is that, why, when things happen, do you guys not see yourselves in it? Why do you not see yourselves involved? Right now on Instagram, I follow so many Black business owners, people that are making things happen, people that are doing great things. If you go to even look at statistics, there has been a great increase, a substantial increase in the amount of Black-owned businesses, small businesses, over the past few years. I think this is within the last year or two. And so for everybody to automatically count themselves out, like automatically, like off the rip, so much to the point where you rather not even know the information. You rather not even know. Like, so are you saying you rather not know that this is happening because you know what, you don't feel like you can be involved, or what is it? So to me, that's alarming, because it says something about mindset. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, I noticed that a lot of people were not talking about the role that not only the citizens play in revitalization, but also your local representatives. Okay, this is supposed to be a bipartisan effort that works on a local level. So if your local representatives aren't standing up for you, aren't saying, hey, we might not need that there, but we need this here, is not looking out for your local residents, that's problematic. The second thing is that the only way The only way that I've ever found and that has ever made sense to me, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only thing that has ever made sense to me. The only way to avoid gentrification, because you cannot legislate gentrification, okay? You can't stop certain people from moving in certain areas. The only thing you can do is to be proactive and not reactive. For example, when I told everybody about the executive order, if you don't want that to happen in your neighborhood, you don't want that to happen in your city, your residents can come together and go a different direction. It is possible, even though, I don't know who's telling y'all these things aren't possible. You can't work together. You're not worthy. You can't do anything. You're incapable. It is possible, okay? So in the 90s, there was a group called Nos Damos, okay, nos quitamos. I don't speak Spanish, but anyway, in English, it basically means we stay. And in the Bronx, in a certain part of the Bronx, this group of residents decided, you know what, we don't want your revitalization plan. We got this. We'll handle this. So, do you know what they did? They invested into their own community. They invested into their own community. That is the only absolute way I have ever found that has ever made sense to me to negate gentrification. It's when you are proactive and not reactive, and you say, you know what? Instead of outside investors coming in, instead of other people coming in and making the decisions on our behalf, we'll do it. Okay? So it is possible. But oh my God, there was just some of the comments. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Do y'all think Black investors do not exist as well? Okay. Anybody coming to invest anywhere, invest literally means to get a profit back. Yes, they are going to want some type of profit back. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you and break the bad news to you, but that's literally what investment means. There are not too many people in a private sector that are going to invest in your neighborhood. They don't live there. They don't have anything to do with it and not expect anything in return. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense. So if you don't want them to do it, you have to do it. And it's very irresponsible for us to believe that anybody is going to sit here and watch an area go down and down and down and down and not do anything. And then at a time where they feel like, hey, I have extra money, I'm going to go over here and buy this building. I'm going to put money into it. I'm going to invest into it. And, you're going to tell them you can't. Like a part of where I'm from, my hometown. It's an area in the city that has been going down for probably 10 years now. Okay? 10 years now. We all see it happening. All of us here see it happening. We're watching it. We know it's happening. You don't have to tell us that, okay? So it would be really crazy of me to wait another 10 years. I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here. I'm going on day to day about my life. Wait another 10 years and be like, as soon as they start moving these other businesses in, gentrification, gentrification. Like, at what point do y'all expect a government that you've seen what they've done so far and how that's affected us, how that's affected the family structure, and you really think they're going to do more? Are those really your expectations? Do you even want that? it's very different about how the level of care people have for something when they invest into it themselves. Have y'all ever noticed that? Like when my parents got me my first car or whatever, I was 16 and I was super excited. I never forget. It's crazy because I was working at McDonald's. That was my first job. I was working at McDonald's, and let me see. So I never forget. One day I was sitting there waiting for them to pick me up. And I was sitting by the window and I pulled up and it's a car just sitting there and we're closed. The car is sitting in the driveway. And I'm like, and I was sitting by my friend. And I'm like, who is that? Do you know who that is? And they were like, no. So 5 minutes later, I must have seen my mom. Well, it probably wasn't 5 minutes, but it felt like it. Seen my mom roll down the window. And I said, who car are they in? It was my mom and my dad. And I went out there and they're like, this is your car. And I'm screaming and I'm going all crazy and stuff like this. So I was super excited, 16, got my own car and all this. And so, like, you go through that initial phase where, you love this car, it's perfect, you're so excited to have it. And then eventually, as the years go by, that kind of starts to fade off. But years later, when I brought, and it's just, just riding around in your car, you eating, burgers and stuff in your car, fries dropping between the seats and just whatever. Okay. You don't care where you park in a Walmart parking lot, whatever. But when I bought my first car, okay, and now I am paying those notes. And that money, I see that money coming out every month. That's a whole different type of investment. It feels totally different. Don't leave your fingerprints on it. Don't eat in here. No, I'm not that extra, y'all. But it's just different. It's different when you get it yourself. You care about it more. You take better care of it. Yeah, and when those notes come and they keep coming, it is a monthly reminder that it's yours. You know what I mean? It's yours because you invested into that. And so it's just totally different. The care and the awareness that goes into it. The value of it. Yes, Craig. So it's totally different. And so people are going to have to understand that it's only going to be two ways. Really one way to negate gentrification. If you don't want people to do it and you see it happen, use We Stay in the Bronx, because like I said, and this is actually headed by a Hispanic lady. And so I'm guessing this community is mostly Hispanic or Hispanic and Black. But take notes from this community that did it. It's not impossible. But these messages that we can't or we won't or we don't, it's just annoying. It's depressing. It's very depressing, y'all. Very. So it's possible. I don't see any other way you can get around that. And even with revitalization, you're not about to be putting $350 million, $550 million into areas and you're thinking something is not going to increase. Okay. Something is still going to increase to cover that, to get that money back, to get that return. So anything other than an investment is a gift. They're giving it to you. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but people ain't out here giving like that, okay? Doc Dork said, I would take care of you like a new gun. I'm not finna read these. What? Oh my God. Talking crazy. Jason Jones said, "Not really yours. Miss a payment and a repo man will come for you." Yeah, that's true too. I'm not gonna miss a payment though, Jason. But I get what you're saying. Theory says socialist promotes big government sponsored ghettos. Brother Mike said, make sure you appreciate your parents too. Oh, absolutely. We all appreciate people who are gifting us and just giving us things, especially. And the one thing about people that give you things is they can take it. They can take it and they can cut it off at any time. And that's why it's not always good as giving things to yourself. You know what I mean? So it's always better when you can do it for yourself. I follow this girl on Instagram. Her name is Super Scent, and she's from New Orleans. And she started off as a waitress, and now she has a $1 million makeup line. And it might have been Cyber Monday, I think her company within minutes hit over $1 million. And so recently, and she shares her successes and all these things on Instagram. I think she has a warehouse now. She employs probably a lot of her family members. She employs a lot of people directly from her community. And she recently did a toy drive, giving out over 5,000 toys. She rented out the Superdome and gave out toys for children, over 5,000 toys. Y'all, it is such an inspiration. It is such an inspiration. And it's something about when you following people, you kind of feel like a part of their journey. You really love to see them having success and you're happy for them and things like that. And so, y'all, it's definitely an inspirational story. If you're not following her on Instagram, or you probably can Google her because I think she was on the news recently. But when we talk about, investors and when we talk about investors and people opening businesses, hey, David, and things like this, people like this get left out of the conversation. Now, she might not be the majority, but it's a lot of people that don't get recognized. It's a lot of people out here making moves, y'all, that are doing great things. They are employing people. They are opening up warehouses to send out their products and things like this. And just because it's not talked about doesn't mean it's not happening. So at some point, people are going to have to realize the what's the word I was looking for? They're going to have to realize the part that they play in things as far as your city, your community, or whatever. So we need to stop leaving ourselves out of discussions as if we're incapable. It's not the case, and it's not the fact. And they've done a hell of a trick on you if you believe that's the case. And so I think it's important, like when I try to share different things, but I always want to give big ups to people doing really good positive things. It's very important we share that more so people know that it's going on out here. People are doing the work. And so me myself, I worked at 3 different small Black-owned businesses. So 3 of them. So y'all have to think about these people too. Like, don't count them out of the discussion. You don't know how they can benefit from certain things and employ other people. So yeah. Thank you, Frozen Fox. Thank you. Thank you, Marlon. But I did want to address some of the comments that I saw um for this from my last video. David said, "You're absolutely right. Good never gets publicity. Negativity gets all the publicity." Absolutely. Absolutely. And oftentimes, like I've said, like I even said in that video, when it comes to Black people, especially on a national scale, I don't care how you feel about this revitalization plan. But people in these opportunity zones, people in these urban areas, you need to know. You need to know. You need to be informed, whether you agree with it, whether you like it or not. And hopefully, if you don't agree with it, you can be more proactive. I mean, it just makes sense to me. But we shouldn't be informed. We should know what's going on out here. And a lot of this stuff, it could be turned into positive. You don't know what will become of it. But like I said again, y'all, that girl's name is Supa SUPA Scent. So if you want to look up, she has a really great success story and it's beautiful. And so I just had to share that while talking about this. Thank you, Valdez. He said, "Are you saying the media is withholding information?" You are correct, by the way. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's pretty much what my channel is dedicated to. And thank you so much. That's pretty much what my channel is dedicated to. It's so much stuff, y'all, that I did not know or never would have paid attention to until I started paying attention. You know what I mean? And they absolutely suppress information, and it's ridiculous. I'm about to talk to y'all about this next story, but basically I don't like the way that a lot of times it's an insult to our intelligence. Seriously, I mean, that's what it is. I really can't say much more than that. But they absolutely hide information from us all the time. Like, do you think we're not smart enough to decide for ourselves, to take this information and decide for ourselves? Just like with the executive order, I just gave you the information. Now you take from it what you will, you know? So Brother Mike said, "Listen, when I return to my hometown, I always look and be ashamed of the condition. But I ask, what can I do to make it better? Forget color, help people build up." You know what the crazy part about that is, though, Brother Mike, is that if everybody had that mentality and was willing to work together, it could happen. It could happen. That's the crazy part. For some reason, we've been so conditioned to believe we cannot work together. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. I don't understand it. Mrs. Spink said Hillary carries around hot sauce in her Gucci though, really. Hey, flat out elected. Third, I say that's right. Unlocking minds is our goal, to be an independent free thinker. Oh, absolutely. Because if you allow the media to continue to tell you how to think, you will forever be sad. You will forever be depressed. You will forever be downtrodden. You will forever believe you can't do it. You can't succeed. Everybody is against you. So Manny said, "Looks who controls the media." Yes, Manny, you're absolutely right. And that's why alternative voices are important. That's why independent voices are important. That's why you have to look at who's sponsoring people as well. That's also important. So you have the same few people controlling the media. That's, in essence, when you think about it, y'all, when you really think about it, that's dangerous. It's really dangerous. I mean, I just look at my journey in such a small time, And if you have the same people, y'all, there have been compilations. I don't know if y'all have seen them on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever, but you will see the several different news shows and several different networks using the same buzzwords. I can't think of an example right now. Let me see. I'm trying to think of an example. But people have done several compilations where you will have all these different shows and all of them are saying the exact same thing. So it's like they're steady trying to put it in your psyche. They're steady trying to drop it in your psyche. And it's like, wow, it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. Motto says the white liberals have always been the gatekeepers to the black community receiving knowledge that benefits them. Hence the current Democratic Party. Marlon said they do it all the time. Thank you, YouTube News and Interviews. Rolling is so dangerous. It's so dangerous. And to suppress different views, why? It's problematic. If you don't like the person's views, turn it off. People are not, well, I would like to believe, and maybe we should stop enabling this, but I don't believe most people are so stupid that they can't handle truthful information or they can't handle different perspectives, okay? I can watch somebody with a different perspective and still walk away like, you know what, that's probably not for me, or I'm not feeling it, or I don't really agree with that, or whatever, and take the parts that I need and leave the rest that I don't. But they think we are so unintelligent that they have to only report on the things that will give us the reaction that they want. So, Frozen Fox said there's an entity that's actively turning everybody on each other to create distrust in our society. Richard said we have to become foot soldiers and get the info out in the community and get more involved. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I particularly feel like we all have a role to play. Some people don't feel like that. And, I mean, I can't fault you for that. That's your own belief. But I mean, I feel like we all have work to do. And I think that's the main problem. Everybody is always trying to pass the ball, right? Because it's everybody else's problem. I live here, but it's not my problem, right? It's not my problem. I can't do anything about it. It's everybody else's problem. Everybody else want to pass the ball. What about what you can do? What about the role you play here? What about the gift that you has? I just feel like everybody has that. David said it's the advertisement dollars. This makes the news channels bow down. These advertisers pay the bill. Who pays the bill is the one who controls. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'll probably talk about that every single time I turn on this camera to do a live. You want to know? You want to know a lot about somebody? Look at who sponsors them. Every single time. So let me show y'all this article real quick that recently came out. So it initially came out in the New York Times, but I just wanted to read a quick snippet from this article I saw in The Guardian. So let me get that pulled up real quick. Let me see. All right. So it's funny because I actually saw this on CNN last night. I saw Don Lemon talking about it with another guy. And I really didn't know this story was going to get as big as it did, but I should have. So I saw Don Lemon talking about this last night, and I'm like, wow, okay, I know I have to go do some research on this because I'm like, these people are just doing the most. But anyway, if y'all haven't heard, so this is from theguardian.com, and it says Russian propagandists targeted African Americans to influence 2016 U.S. Election. So operatives used social media to suppress votes for Hillary Clinton and help Donald Trump. Russian online propagandists aggressively targeted African Americans during the 2016 U.S. election campaign to suppress votes for Hillary Clinton and help Donald Trump. Analysts, y'all listen to this. Analysts found that Russian operatives used social media to confuse, distract, and ultimately discourage Black people and other pro-Clinton blocs from voting using bogus claims such as Clinton receiving money from the Ku Klux Klan. Black turnout declined in 2016 for the first presidential election in 20 years, falling to less than 60% from a record high of 66.6% in 2012. Y'all, they trying to confuse. They trying to confuse the Black people, right? Like, so first of all, let me tell y'all why I'm annoyed by this. The first problem is, here we are 2 years later, and you are still trying to blame the loss of this election on Black people. Still, here we are 2 years later, and it's still our fault. Why is this information coming out now? Okay. It's so annoying. Not only that, you say it was used to confuse and distract us. Now, I want y'all to, now, if you go to the original New York Times article, y'all, they are talking about memes. Memes. They are not talking about somebody like me sitting here telling y'all, don't go vote. Don't go vote for Hillary Clinton. She works for the Ku Klux Klan. No. Memes. A freaking postcard on your cell phone that you see on Instagram, that you see on Facebook with words on it, with pictures. That confused us so much that we did not show up to the polls in 2016. This is what they're telling y'all. It distracted us so much. A bunch of memes. If you go to the original New York Times article, y'all, it will tell you how much they spent on the ads. A whopping $4,000. A little bit over $4,000. Do y'all know how insignificant that is in terms of advertising? And you literally talking about the statistics of people that did not go to the polls. A little over $4,000. Y'all, that is like, it's not often that stuff just gets to me, but that gets to me. The insult to my intelligence is astounding. So you don't believe it was the fact that maybe Black folks just don't like Hillary Clinton. You don't believe that maybe they didn't feel like neither Trump nor Hillary Clinton was the best representative of them and what they wanted to see. You don't believe that maybe they were fatigued. They were fatigued from all the hope that they put into the Obama eras, and maybe they just checked out of the political system altogether. It couldn't have been any of that. Because that's just way too far-fetched, right? Any of that is way too far-fetched. It had to be them doggone Russians. It was the Russians. Because that's the only way That's the only way we can believe these black folks didn't do what we told them to do. Because that's the only way. Because we told them to get out there and vote. And so the only way they would disobey us and go against us, it had to be them doggone Russians. Y'all. It's never ending. It's never ending with these people that do this. It's pathetic. It's annoying. Everything is not our fault. Like, just more things to add on Russia, just more things to add to the burden of black people and what they aren't doing, right? It's annoying. It's annoying. It's completely pathetic. It made me sick to my stomach. When I watched the segment on CNN last night, I knew it was ridiculous then. When I went to read an actual article about it, it was even more ridiculous. Y'all, how, how do you account for that? Did you do a freaking survey to say, hey, did you sit home in 2016 because of the Russians? Did you sit home because of the memes on Facebook? Like, really, y'all? The insults are never ending. It's never ending. This is as offensive, maybe more offensive than Jeffrey Toobin saying Antifa was black. I don't know. That's probably the last time I just really got upset about them constantly trying to put things on us. And nobody is going to say anything about this. They will not be held accountable. It's completely okay. They think we are so pathetic, unintelligent, confused, distracted that we could be kept from doing something because of a couple freaking memes on Facebook. Okay? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Y'all, it was so much advertisements on both sides, okay? Upping Trump, downing Trump, upping Hillary Clinton, downing Clinton. So you tell me, out of the millions they spent advertising, campaigning, the people that got through with a $4,000 worth of memes. That's what you guys are saying. Like, so Roland, you think we live off memes? One of my friends says that too, but I do not think it's to the impact where it would stop people from doing something like voting. And I certainly don't think it could come back or even come close to what neither Trump nor Hillary, the amount of money and the amount of advertising they put into their campaigns. Maybe folks didn't go out and vote because they felt insulted that Hillary had hot sauce in her bag. Maybe they are tired of being pandered to. But nobody did a poll for that. You didn't poll black people to see how they felt about that, did you? But somehow, some way, you knew it was the Russians. Y'all, it's just constant. Cajun Legacy said black people getting blamed for everything. Absolutely. They want to make sure they have y'all in a row. They want to make sure they have y'all in line for this 2020. I'm telling you now. So it's probably, sadly, only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. I saw so many detrimental advertise advertise advertisements about both of them. Um, the Chilling King says, "What's so bad is the black community is so lost. It's possible. Just talk politics to a black person." Unfortunately, the Chilling King, I don't think people are not gonna vote. Not at the rate that people would like to believe. I just don't think that. Now, I know a lot of people did check out after the Obama eras because they felt like, it was just maybe nothing to their benefit. They felt like maybe they didn't get to see in terms of their life, what they would like to see during that terms or those terms. Um, but I just no, I can't do it. I can't agree to that. Like, it's, and like I've said, man, give people the opportunity to know, give people the opportunity to learn, give people the opportunity to understand. These people constantly hide information that's problematic. So it's not like the information is just out here. Now I can say in my own case, once you do become open to finding more information, then you do start to find more. But a lot of people don't even know it's more information out here to be found. I talked earlier about how this is the first time I'm actually paying attention. Y'all don't know how many times I assumed, right? I assumed because, a person looked like me, or because, whatever the case may be, for whatever various reasons, I may have assumed they had my best interest in heart. But that's not always the case. Not many times did they not have my best interest in heart. They probably had nobody's interest at heart but their own. And so that doesn't have anything to do with party lines. You have a lot of people that are self-seeking and self-serving. And when you're not paying attention and you make assumptions, I talk about CNN. A lot of people probably assume that is true, assume that these people are telling the truth because they do it under the guise of, acting like they care about you, or they're speaking on your behalf. But when you start to find the information that they are not sharing, it comes way more apparent. Like wow. So you have to, do the research for yourself. And I don't care how much you trust somebody. Like, even me, I've said this before in other videos, I don't do things for the love of money. I do things from my spirit, from my convictions. But I'm not above rebuke. I'm not above being wrong. I am ever growing and ever changing and ever learning. So you still need to, after I present something to you, go research yourself, go see how you feel about it, go see what you think. Let me know. Share with me if you came back with something different. Let me know. I'll read a lot of y'all comments, a lot of the links that y'all sent to me, the YouTube links, the links to different articles. I go read that stuff and I go watch a lot of it. Now, some of the videos, the comments come in really fast and it's just too much to keep up with. But I try to do the best that I can to keep up with this stuff. Manny said, don't put faith in people, but in yourself. I absolutely believe it. Like, I absolutely believe it. Because you know you. You know you. And if everybody is kind of taking that first step and doing what they have to do, things will get done. If everybody did what they have to do, things would get done. So Richard said, once we Once we see the buildings and infrastructure begin to take shape in the communities, the people will believe and see that this administration is serious and will not allow what people say to affect them. Absolutely. Like people were actually getting mad at me because I'm reporting the information. And in my head, I'm like, look, it's going to happen with or without you. So why are you mad at me? I'm just telling you what's going on. Like, why you mad at me? So now it's up to you to take this information and either be proactive or reactive. It's up to you. It's only you. But these things are going to happen with or without you, period. The world is moving and it's not waiting on anyone. And so this is the perfect time for people to start getting their acts together, getting your resume together, trying to get a job. If you got the money, you want to go invest, trying to invest. If you want to work in your neighborhood and get your community together, do that. Be proactive. If you don't want to see these things happen, don't be mad at me. I'm not doing it. So you're right. Like, but they will see. They surely will see. Cajun Legacy said, Rhonda, do you think Van Jones is changing to the right? I kind of saw somebody talking about that the other day. I don't know. He's been so like the thing with me is that, and hopefully, this may be similar to Van Jones. I really can't speak on it, but with me, for example, I support the truth, period. So if you know prison reform is an issue that is important to you, you don't give a crap who's doing it. Okay? You don't care. As long as it's being done and it's being done correctly. You don't care who's doing it. So my thing is, Harold said Van isn't consistent. I don't know. It does seem like he's been changing a little bit over like the past year or so. But I don't know. Like we'll keep our eyes open and see what happens. But I don't particularly have allegiance to anything or anyone. We just want to see things happen. Like, can we get that? Can we do that? We want to see things happening and we want to see things moving. So why challenge the people that are there that can do it? And so maybe that's how Van feels. Like, I mean, I don't know. Quan says Van Jones has been playing with the truth for a minute now. Every once in a while, he will speak the truth. It's getting more frequent. The crazy part is, now that I'm thinking about it, and now that y'all are saying that, I'm gonna kind of be keeping an eye on his job and his career, because you notice, like, a lot of times to work with these certain people and these certain shows and things like that, it's a certain perspective that they're looking for. I mean, we know that much. Like, so I think it's going to be interesting to keep watching and see, like, what becomes of that, how far he goes, or if he flip-flops. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Zor said, even if you dislike Trump, it has to bother anyone who has a loved one in prison, whether guilty or not, how someone like Hillary is not facing justice. Don't even get me started on her. Don't get me started on her. Y'all, I was up last night. I'm not even finna get into it, but this was a couple of nights ago. I couldn't even sleep. I could not sleep because I was up thinking about Libya, y'all. I had came across an article earlier that day, and I could not sleep because of that. And it's mind-boggling to me that when you know you screwed up, you should be taking every provision to sound the alarm. I don't care if you have it just, oh my God. I can't, y'all. I don't even want to go into that. But like just what's going on in Libya now, because of, and Haiti, but because of that people's decisions and just, oh my God, y'all. I was up tossing and turning after I read that article, just thinking about it, and then nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. That is so upsetting to me. How do you leave a legacy like that? Talking about Obama, and then you say that was my biggest mistake ever, and then you just go on with your life. Like, I just, man, like it seemed like to a lot of times people be telling me, oh, you should run for politics. You should study, you should keep learning and run for politics. But from everything that I could see, a lot of times it seems like to be in politics, you have to be completely cold. You have to have a freaking heart of stone, because some of the things these people could do and walk away from and walk away with, and just go on with your polished, perfect, gated life in your behind your picket fence. Y'all, it's so much there's so much going on out here. So the more educated we can be, the more proactive we can be, the more knowledgeable we can be, the better. The better. And so thank you, Justin. Quan said, follow the money, Rhonda. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just sometimes it's disgusting. Like, the more you learn and see what's really going on, and then the media and people just try to skim over it, right? They just try to skim over it. Hey, ABL, they just try to skim over it because, it's like, well, it's not me. It's not my life. And to me, it's always a trade-off. It's always a trade-off. How can you act like healthcare and social programs is so great, right? It's so amazing because it helps you, and they are literally destabilizing other people's lives. Like, can we just please be introspective about some things? So I want to see everybody held accountable. I don't think that's too much to ask. I really don't. Cameron states that the media will never tell the truth. I don't know. Somebody earlier said something. Let me scroll up. Alfonso said, hi, Ronza. I really am impressed with you and your channel. It's inspiring to see our Black youth being keenly in tune with the pertinent information that can uplift our community. I am subscribed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I try. I really do. And y'all, when I really found the platform of what I wanted to do with my YouTube channel and how I wanted to go about it, that's really what I wanted. To be able to hopefully inspire and encourage other people, especially my peers, to pay attention, man. Pay attention, because it's like the moment you start finding stuff, you just keep finding stuff and you just keep finding more. Hey, Nicholas. Thank you, Ed. But I mean, it has no bounds. It's never it's never ending. So we have to do our part, and I'm gonna try to do my part. And thank y'all so much. Kwon said, but we can't be discouraged. The reason why our voices are needed is because our eyes are open. So you're spot on. The battlefield can't be replaced. I hope not. And so y'all support is like super important, and I'm so thankful. Y'all, so for y'all that was subscribed to me maybe about 3-4 weeks ago, I said my goal for the end of the year was to hit 5,000 subscribers. So I hit 5,000. So I'm super duper excited about that. I'm so happy. Like, to all my new subs, that was my goal, and it took a little time, but I'm cool with that. I like coming on live and talking to y'all, and y'all sharing with me and giving me feedback. That's really cool. So I'm going to keep trucking. I'm going to keep going. I'm getting some new information on some stuff that I might be making videos about this week. I'm going to try to put out at least 1 or 2 videos about some new stuff that I want to share with y'all. Thank you so much, Ed. Thank you. Because I know a lot of y'all like share my stuff, constantly support me. Like, some of y'all I'm starting to learn by name and becoming very familiar with y'all. So it's kind of cool, honestly. But for those that don't know, your first time joining me, I'm pretty much here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. I don't know your time. Check your local listing. But other than that, all right, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. Y'all have a good night. And if you have not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe for me. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.